From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening of Evenings LALATE on this beautiful Christmas Eve with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. It's the night before Eve, before Christmas, and not throughout the House. Not a single Republican want to give you stimulus, not even senators across the board. But the great news is that Christmas stimulus is on its way. In tonight's recording, we go over the incredible great news about fourth stimulus happening in January and Christmas stimulus happening today. Viewers have been cleaning up across the board, and it is a great new year coming across the board. But if you haven't gotten it, in tonight's recording, I'm going to show you how to get it. And if you got it, I'm going to show you how to get more of it. It's money right now. In tonight's recording, we go over the latest details on that fourth stimulus check, the fourth stimulus recon, the Build Back Better Act, everything you need to know about these many checks in this recon. The new latest details is that the Senate Democrats will get it done in January, so says Manchin and also Schumer. And then the recon will have lots of checks in there, and the checks staying in there are everything we had talked about in recent days. The new checks could be added in there across the board. Nothing for frames. I mean, that was so 2020. Frame war is no longer happening. The big money across that recon will include more add-ons from those senators. And what are those checks? I'm going to go over the latest details. Added to at least $15,000 of checks. We turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, and then the big details of this stimulus and what you need to know thereafter. But no time and place to wait for that money, because guess what? You can get that Christmas stimulus right now as we go into a beautiful evening across the board with Santa Claus on its way to little boys and girls across the land. The great news is that third stimulus is still paying out. It's big money, and it is the huge money that has been around since earlier this year. That third stimulus has paid $45,000, and viewers are now getting another $7,000 in the recent days. This is your Christmas stimulus, your holiday stimulus. I have the latest details of how to get your Santa surfboard ready and go into the new year with incredible deliciousness. Those details and more on this beautiful Christmas Eve. Yes, we have Stimulus Santa on his way, and the details are really quite wonderful. The breaking news goes right into evenings starting right now. And here we go. Merry Christmas to everyone across the land. I hope you're having a beautiful weekend and hope your Christmas spirit is alive and well. That recon will pay you a lot of money, upwards of at least $15,000 of checks. I'm going to go over each of these incredible checks in this recon. But first, we have all the excitement across the board with the recon happening in the new year on January. We have all the incredible details of the Christmas stimulus happening right now. This is at least about $5,000, but now viewers have brought it upwards to $7,000. It's huge money that viewers were first alerted to by me on this channel several weeks ago. I say get it right now when it's available, and you have gotten more of it and continue to get more of it. I'm going to show you how to get that money in this recording. Plus, we'll be going over the latest details you need to know about that big Christmas stimulus, the latest details about student loan debt forgiveness, and what you need to know across the board with all these incredible sums of money. It's a big night with so much happening here. I'm excited you're here. And with that, I want you to be part of this incredible channel with those Senate changes just less than 30 days away, the recon getting passed in less than 30 days from now, and paying out at least $15,000 incredible checks across the recon. No time and place to wait for fourth stimulus to become law, because you can get third stimulus right now, Christmas stimulus. It's all covered in this video. Get your pen and paper ready, because I got a lot of money to cover for you on this beautiful Christmas Eve. Those details and more coming up in this video, but first I want you to go into this video and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so you do not miss a single video across the board. So much going on tonight in these details. Hit that subscribe button under the video. And we got a whole slate of programming tonight. Evenings LA, you're watching Evenings Countdown at 6. Then Evenings Street and Stimulus holiday edition at 7, then Evenings Extra, which is a new hit show at 8 o'clock. Don't want you to miss a single video across the board. But first, let's jump into that incredible recon. $15,000 of checks for stimulus recon, Build Back Better Act, the social spending plan, depending on what you call it, and it will pay you a lot of money. It's coming in January, and the latest details are happening right now. First, what's important to understand is that recon will have at least $15,000 of checks across 3 clusters and 3 add-ons. Let's go over each of those checks, starting with the first cluster. Cluster number 1, hazard pay, $4,000 of elder care, got it in there as well. In that first cluster, we also have money to care for young children. We got in the Pell Grant, $550 checks. We got in there the home repairs if you live in a low-income community. Also, we got in there the $12,500 for the new electric vehicle and $3,600 for the purchase for the CTC, the child tax credit, across the board. A lot of details in just the first cluster of 3 clusters with 3 add-ons that pays you at least $15,000. But you're going to see very quickly, it's upwards of about $50,000 to $60,000 of checks, many checks across this incredible recon. Let's go to the first add-on that got in there from Maxine Waters, money to buy your first home. Yeah, this is even better than anything Santa could bring you under the tree. She wanted to give you $25,000. She got you a little bit less because she pushed hard to get that 25, couldn't get it. But that is real incredibleness. The second cluster of checks has even more items in there, and let's turn to that as well. Home repairs and paid leave. This is the home repairs to weatherize your home and paid leave. Also, they got in there the universal pre-kindergarten and the household tax credit, which brings us to the second add-on of checks. This one comes from the illustrious Bob Casey. Bob Casey wanted to give you the home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. He got that provision in there as well. And how much did he get? He had pushed for $250 billion, but he got a little bit less. How do you get all these incredible checks? It's coming up in just a second. Let's go to the third cluster of checks. Here we go. That third cluster of checks are money for my seniors and also for the free internet, covered benefits for my seniors. So in that third cluster, a lot of items, including the free school meals for all checks. We also got in that third cluster the incredible provisions, which include the money for the independent contractors, the senior benefits, the free internet, the money for the farmers, the free school meals for all checks, and then also lots of other deliciousness. Now, when we talk about the seniors, we're talking about 5 potential items, 2 already done and 3 coming thereafter. Why so many items? Let's go over the details. It's all the expansion of Medicare. So the House members got in their expansion of Medicare with with hearing and the Medicaid gap fix. But the senators, they say, no, we need 3 other provisions. And those 3 other provisions are lowering the eligibility age of Medicare from 65 to potentially as low as 55, and then dental and vision. 5 items for my seniors across the board. Now, where are we as we go into a big evenings at LALATE? Where are we going into a big evenings of Christmas Eve? The recon will get passed. How do we know that? Because now the Democrats have come together as a family. Senators, including Joe Manchin and Chuck Schumer. Because of a very good idea from Chuck Schumer this last Wednesday, call a Zoom chat. Everyone's back at home. Call a Zoom chat. All Senate Democrats have Joe Manchin explain his position. And Joe Manchin said, you may have misunderstood me. I want to do forced stimulus recon. I've always wanted to do forced stimulus recon. I like these provisions, and I want to add some more. Wow. Don't remove my provisions, and I'm good with you. So what did he want to add in there? He wants to add in there more taxes. Now, there are several provisions he has spoken about that need to be modified, and there's one provision he wanted to have go by bipartisanship, but this is incredible great news. It's also great news because he basically says, let's modify the language, get it ready, vote it as a team, and we're done. He's not saying ambush me with a vote-a-rama and ambush me with a change of a vote at the 11th hour. He says, I'm ready to go. Let's do it as a team. What happened, what worked, and what didn't work, it's coming up in the second half of this video. But the big exciting details is third stimulus, and I want you to advocate for your wallet. I know it's Christmas Eve, I know it's Christmas Day, and I know we got a weekend thereafter, but all next week is a working week. And all next week, you can pick up the phone and get that third stimulus. And this is where viewers are going into this Christmas with lots of money in their wallet. The average viewer of this channel is walking into Christmas with $7,000 they've got in the last 2 weeks. Why is that? How is that? I'll explain in the second half of this video. It's multiple checks, at least $7,000 of it. And it's because of being focused, attentive to the videos, attentive to the planning. And I'm going to show you, if you just found this channel, welcome, how you can still get that money next week. It's third stimulus, and it's coming up after the commercial break. Then we'll be turning to that student loan debt forgiveness. What do you need to know about that? That COLA raise and its impact on your fifth stimulus and what that means for your SNAP benefits. But, of course, the big question mark is that recon. How do they get it done? Where do they get it done? What is the nuances you need to know as we go into a big, beautiful Christmas Eve? I'm going to go over the promise by the fellow Democrats to one another that they're passing this recon in January, the provisions that are staying in there, and why they're likely to be the biggest payout you ever see in the history of this channel. At least $15,000, arguably $60,000. It's all coming up in the second half. Meantime, I'm going to give you my analysis of their situation and analyze how they're going to get it done and what they have to isolate themselves from. Moreover, I'll be turning to what the Federal Reserve is likely to do in January in view of the new concerns about the spread of the variant. Elsewhere, I'll be giving you my special Christmas Eve message of hope, kindness, financial freedom, and also finding the finish line for everyone's goals across the board. It's that beautiful message coming up in the final minutes of this video, but first, here's a little bit about this commercial. Here's a commercial break, and I'll see you back in 60 seconds as a big Evenings LA goes into Christmas Eve. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in the second half of this big, bold, beautiful Evenings LALATE on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to all of you and happy holidays. That recon will pass in the month of January, and the Senate changes will be robust. What will they be? And what does Joe Manchin want to add in there? But will he still remove provisions? I have the analysis in the second half of this video. The recon will be the biggest payout you ever seen in the history of this channel, at least $15,000 of checks. What are they? Get your pen and paper ready. But no time or place to wait to January because it's Christmas and you deserve Christmas Santa stimulus. Santa stimulus, I'm going to explain to you how do you get this Santa stimulus and how viewers have gotten on average $7,000. And then we look forward to January 1, when everyone's SNAP benefits are going to be impacted, and your COLA benefits are going to be impacted, going up. How does this work? I'll have the latest details on that, plus the breaking details about the student loan offer. Will the Democrats take it as we go into a new year? Finally, my analysis of the situation on the Federal Reserve, the new economic numbers that came out on Thursday, and the data that you need to know going into January on whether the Federal Reserve will change its policies based upon Omicron. Finally, I have my analysis of the recon, what Chuck Schumer is going to do, and finally, my personal message to you this beautiful Christmas Eve. And with that, I want you to go into this video right now and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and be part of the #1 channel of its kind right now. It's LALATE. Thank you for making this channel the #3 most watched financial news channel in America. Our goal in January is to be #2. With a lot of new programming coming to this channel, you're going to see an overhaul of its programming lineup. Subscribe, like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so that you do not miss any videos across the board. Sign up for that membership link under the video so you get that incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system that shows you the big sums of money you can get in this recon. And as we go into a big, bold, beautiful evening's LALATE starting right now, we're going to go over all the incredible details of this recon to get you caught up on where we are right now. And there you go. So the recon will get passed in the month of January. Now, I know since last Sunday all the way to today, there's been a lot of twists and turns, and you may have heard one interview, one quote, and it may have confused you for the rest of the week. It's sort of the situation. Moving goalposts? Yeah. Let me just tell you where we are tonight. And it's likely staying this way at least for the next 10 minutes. The situation where we are right now is that the recon will pass the month of January. It will not need to be sort of an ambush vote. It will be a kumbaya vote in which the legislators will modify, senators will modify the language in the Senate amongst themselves, the 50 Democrats, before they call it for a vote. And then they believe it's going to be smooth sailing thereafter. What happened? Joe Manchin participated in a Chuck Schumer called Zoom chat on Wednesday with Democratic senators and said, I want to do the recon. I've always wanted to do the recon. Call it. Call it for a vote. I'm ready to rock and roll. But I want to add some provisions. So what does he want to add in there? More taxes for billionaires, more corporate taxes, and more tax collections. Very clear. Then he did not want to remove any provisions. Very great across the board. Now, do I take that as a nothing is going to be touched? No. Paid leave is going to be a epiphany matter for Joe Manchin. Why? Because Joe Manchin says, I want to do paid leave, but I want to do it by bipartisanship. Ain't going to happen, Joe, because there's no Republican that wants to do it. And so when Joe Manchin sees that epiphany moment, he'll understand it has to go by recon because he wants to offer it. #2, there are several provisions that need to be modified in language, and guess what? No one wants to have this language the way it is right now. That's a Senate Democrat. And so when Joe Manchin sees the problem, he's going to raise it to Chuck Schumer, who's very good on language. Chuck Schumer doesn't play games with language. He's going to say, yeah, this doesn't work, this language, we need to modify it. Someone in the House didn't write it the right way. And there we go. The language, the provisions, the money in this recon will bring you at least $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. I'm going to go over each of these incredible checks because guess what I taught you a year ago? A year ago in December 2020 is you have to know every check that's in a pending legislation because when it becomes law, you have to pounce as a purple hawk and get it first. It was in December 2020, a year ago this month, when I first had a preview of third stimulus. And I said, let me tell you what's in here. You need to take notes because I want you to know every check you want to get. Because when it becomes law, it's first come, first serve, and you don't want to miss a single check. So let's go over each of these checks starting right now. The checks in this incredible recon start with the paid leave, a lot of money, $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year, $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. But if you make $30,000 or more per year, it's about $800 a week. How many weeks per year? 4 to 6 weeks a year, approximately. So this is a lot of money. It's about $5,000, $6,000, all income levels, W-2, 1099, great news across the board. They next got in there the SON cap, raising from $10,000 to $72,500 of what you can deduct in state and local taxes. Great news across the board on that. Then they got in there the $40 billion of free job training because millions of Americans want to take a higher paying job, and now they will be able to because they'll get the free job training. They got the incredible workaround Medicaid gap fix that will provide years of subsidized private insurance to uninsured low-income people in 12 Republican states where they vowed never to provide Obamacare. And then finally the immigration reform came out because the Senate parliamentarian. We finally get to the best provision of this entire recon, and you know what it is. The best provision of this entire recon is the housing. Housing has about 6 provisions in there, $150 billion, and the first 3 are new. Weatherize your home, home repairs, and first-time home purchases. More about that second. The other 3 are very familiar. They repeat from third stimulus. They are rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. And the great news, you don't have to wait for them to become a law. You can get them right now from third stimulus, and I'm going to show you how to get that big Santa stimulus. This is your Santa stimulus. This is your Christmas stimulus. I'm going to show you how you get these big sums of money starting right now, and boy, is there a lot of it. Get your pen and paper ready starting right now. This brings us back to a year ago this month, because this is where it all started. A year ago this month, when we were waiting around for Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi to come to an agreement, you and I said maybe they won't come to an agreement on second stimulus. Then I said maybe we have to do something else. And I said, let me get you some holiday money. You need money for the holidays, December 2020. And I said, let me see if I can get you some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance. There wasn't a lot of it because it was first stimulus, which didn't allocate a lot. But we pushed. I showed you how to do it, and you got on average $250,000. Viewers collectively got $250,000 for this money. It was a great achievement at the time. Now, there are two things that I showed you at the time. First, I showed you what this means. Here's the example then, still the example today. Let's say you have two pockets in your pants. Right pocket has $1,000 in there, and it's the rent money you're about to get the landlord. You're about to take it out of your pocket to give to the landlord for the December rent, and someone walks up and says, nope, don't have to take it out. I got it. Merry Christmas to you. Wow. Who are you? And then suddenly the person says, well, don't have to worry about paying the bill. I paid the bill for you. You can now spend that money on the kids, some holiday meals, some holiday gifts. There you go. Let's say the second pocket has $500 for the gas bill, and you're about to take it out to pay the gas company, and then someone says, stop, right there. I got it. I got your bill covered. Don't worry about it. Spend that money on the kids. And then you said, who are you? This is how you do recons. This is how you do this channel. Back at the time, I said, I can clear up your financial obligations. I can't fix the car on the driveway. I can't fix the roof, but I can fix other bills. And if you free that money up, then you have holiday gifts and more. And viewers, it changed their lives in the holiday season. It also changed their mindset, because I said, guess what? I had this new body of legislation that came across my desk. I had an exclusive at the time. And I said, I'm going to call this third stimulus. I don't know when they're doing it. I think it's January, February. There's a lot of money in here. And the great news is repeating a lot of the provisions that you're doing right now for rent and utilities. If you do it now and you get some money, you've learned the skill I told you. So that when it repeats under third stimulus, you're going to be able to pounce, hawk, hawk, as a purple hawk, because you'll know how to do the skill. At the time, you'll remember what I said. If someone said, I need a volunteer to reach out to me to get some of that money for, that free money, I said, no, that's not the approach of this channel. The approach of this channel is to educate you, to inform you so you can do this skill yourself. Now, if you need assistance, that's a different thing. But no, I'm here to train you how to get that money. An informational, educational, newsworthy, breaking, and exclusive channel. And viewers understood it, because guess what? When third stimulus became law, and I said, okay, you know how to do this because you did it last year, viewers pounced. And while I thought they were going to get $15,000 under third stimulus, you cleaned up. Spring of this year, you got $45,000. Over the summer, I can tell you can get another round, and you got another round. And then 4 weeks ago, we had a kumbaya moment. I said, wait a second, there's an issue here. You all know, we all see it, that the fourth stimulus recon ain't going to be putting any dollar bills in your wallet before Christmas. It can't. They're too late. So you need some money for this holiday season. Let's get some third stimulus. Viewers were shocked. They didn't know it existed. Never thought it was around. Let's go over what's happening. Viewers thought that if you gotten big sums of money from this early this year, how can you get more of it? Number one. Second, they thought it had all been used up. So I delivered on camera. I said, go get it. Viewers got it. Initially, viewers were getting $5,000, 4 to 6 months in the last 2 weeks, and 2 utilities. Then I showed you another twist. I said, look at your notes. Look at your notes. You've gotten 4 months. So you got the month of September, October, November, December. Okay. Did you get January? I didn't. Well, go get some other months. Oh, okay. And then I said, did you get the water bill? Because you got the electric and the gas bill. Oh, yeah, I didn't get the water bill. I'll go get it. Extra bill, extra month. Each item adds up to about $500 each, usually for viewers, depending on how much your bills are, but generally about $500 every month or every bill. You get 2 more items. That's an additional $1,000. Suddenly, viewers are going from $5,000 to $7,000 in the last 2 weeks. This is how you do it on this channel. Notice what that $7,000 looks like? Yeah, it's a lot more than $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. That's only, actually, it's almost exactly. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months. That's exactly $7,000. And yet, viewers got it this way. Don't care what we call it. It's $7,000. $7,000 for that, $7,000 for this. Got it. And that's how viewers got it. So get your pen and paper ready. It's time for you to get this big sums of money right now. I'm going to go over the rent starting right now. I want you to follow along with the newsletter if you're a member following me right now. And if you're not, take notes and consider becoming a member as well. Let's go over these incredible sums of money. We're starting with the rent. And it's gone up a lot in the last 3 months. 3 months ago, the rent was $20,000 to $30,000, but boy, has it grown a lot. Let's look at the amount for rent right now. It is upwards of $40,000 across the board. What a huge reversal. And why has it gone up so much? Because, rent has gone up more. People are more sophisticated on how to get this. People are listening to the videos and really applying it in a better way than ever before. Let's look at the graphic then. This was 3 months ago. And let's go over where it is now. It is a lot more now. So where is it right now? It is upwards of $40,000. Where do you get this money? 6 places. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall and State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. Now, the 3 must. You must reach out to all 6 places. You must get multiple applications on file, and you must do multiple rounds. Now, what's a round? We did that just a second ago. If you got 3 months, January, February, March, from one organization, go get October through December from another organization. If you got November, December from one organization yesterday, get January, February from another organization today. Do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Utilities. Wow, it's grown a lot, and this was several months ago. This was that then Mark's brother-in-law has gotten $15,000 for that utility assistance. SNAP. Wow. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year over the next 10 years, $250,000. SNAP is one of the items that will be the true legacy of this channel. I have gotten millions and millions of viewers on SNAP for the rest of their lifetime that they never knew existed until they were watching these videos. SNAP is money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. Reach out to Department of Agriculture and wow, it's a lot. It went up 25% in the month of October. It is money for your food. If you got 30 stimulus check, you probably qualify for SNAP. Combos. Get combos. Here's Nisi at 3 items, 23,000 she was at. Mark was at 2 items at 32. I said, Mark, where's your third? He went and got his third, brought himself to 50,000. Then he got more items. Now he's at over 100,000. Here's Lorraine. She was at 105, and now she's at 120. That signals how we do it across the board, but what's important to remember is that you can get even more money. We're going to go over the incredible story of Johnny and what happened with Johnny starting right now. It's a 3-part story. Part 1 of Johnny's story started a few weeks ago. He had started the week on a Monday with 0. By Wednesday, 45,000. 3 days, 45,000. Wow. How many programs? He got 3 checks from 3 programs amounting to 45,000. But by the end of the week, he had 7 stimulus checks. Now you may say 7. How do you get 7 stimulus checks? 15 phone calls, because you're going to have a 20 to 50% rejection rate, you have to presume. And so anyone who says, I made 1 phone call, I got a no, that's fine. That's par for the course. How much did he get? In 1 week, he got 7 stimulus checks, $80,000 for this. Part 2 is an incredible story. Follow them next Monday. 2 family members said, what'd you do last week? He said, I got 80,000. They said, from what? From LALATE. They said, from what? Third stimulus. How come broadcast media doesn't cover it? They don't cover it. He does. Let's understand the landscape of America. This channel is growing very quickly. I'm glad you're part of this incredible growth. This channel is now number 3 financial news channel in America. We're trying to push to number 2. We're growing because we cover subjects they don't cover. We're doing unusual subjects that they don't cover. This is why If they don't cover it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. If I don't cover their stuff, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Finally, the incredible third part of Johnny's story came in a few days ago. It was a Sunday. Got a private message from Johnny. He said people kept coming over, asking me, what are you doing? He said, I'm helping people get this money for third stimulus. How much it got to them? I'll show you. So he showed them the videos. He showed them the newsletter. He showed them how to become members. He showed them how to subscribe. And they watched the videos together. Over the next few weeks, he helped 32 people. How much did Johnny get 32 people? $850,000. This is the value of becoming a member, because we aren't playing games here. We're getting major sums of money. And the membership link is under the video right now, which is where your finger should be at this very moment. Subscribe and becoming a member this very moment. You want to become a member so you get that incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system, which details how and what this money is. You shouldn't miss any of this money across the board. This is a lot of money, and it's your money, and you should get it because it was dedicated for you. When we look at this money, what are we thinking about, and what should you know about this sums of money, and what should you think of in trying to get it? First, in the membership newsletter, it features the 6 places you reach out to. It features the 3 musts you must do. It also features the keywords you say. But feature the newsletter stuff not covered in this video. The 5 nonprofits that help with other sums of money. The 5 nonprofits that also help with other eligibility. The 1 nonprofit that helps with home repairs. It also features the credible statement from Treasury you want to read to explain to you, and you know when you sign it, when you make the phone call, what is this big money for rent, so people don't say, I don't know what you're talking about. It's all covered in the incredible newsletter, and that is why Johnny and people like that are getting massive sums of money. And with that, let's go back into the incredible fourth stimulus recon, which we left off at that housing provision in the fourth stimulus recon. So the other 3 parts of the housing provision that are new are the following. They got in there the home repairs if you live in a low-income community, the weatherize your home for all homes across the board, and they also got in there the first-time home purchase. This would be money given to the seller by the federal government during the time of escrow. What's next in there? The in-home health care, $150 billion of in-home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. The $65 per month for kids not in school for nutrition. They got the $12,500 for the new electric vehicle. And then they got one of the best provisions of this entire recon in there, the cheaper medication. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, the most expensive medication out there, dramatically discounted. Cancer, arthritis, diabetes. For example, an insulin dose going from $1,000 to $35 a dose right out the door. It'll start with 20 medications day 1, grow to 30 medications by the year 2028, cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. And there you go. If you look at this graphic, 15,000, yeah, it just looks low, doesn't it? Yeah, the number looks a little bit low. Not the graphic. Because guess what? You got everything from third stimulus for P, and that's 45,000. You got the add-ons from Casey and Maxine Waters. You got Bernie stuff that has to go in there. Bernie wants the dental, the vision, the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare from 65 to 55. Liz Warren wants to add some stuff in. Ronald Wine has made very clear he has a lot of stuff add in. And that brings you at least 50 to 60,000 just to start. That's why it's important for you to stay in tune as to every single check in this incredible recon across the board. What's also potential to go into that recon, of course, is also MSC. When we talk about MSC, what does that stand for? It stands for multiple IRS stimulus check. We use this acronym because there are multiple checks in this recon, many checks in this recon that pay you at least $15,000, and it may be confusing when we use the word many or multiple. What do those legislators represent? They represent that they would give it to you, and they've been representing that since the month of May. The same senators have said they want to do it to you then and now. Thousands of viewers have been sent the same message. What do they talk about when they say this money? They say that they want to do it the same as third stimulus check. 75,000 less, single individual, got it. 150,000 less, double it. They got it. Family of 4, got it. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security Railroad benefits, get as well. It's not income, it's not taxable, and it's offered across all U.S. states. It's not state stimulus, it's national stimulus. But in recent days, viewers have picked up the phone and re-advocated, and we're told once again it's going in there. The messaging after viewers advocated was it's going in there, from Chuck Schumer's office to Janet via Bernie Sanders, then Bob Casey's office to Lynn Glenn, to Tyrell, Chris Coons' office, from Ron Wyden's office to Donnie and his wife Sharon, and first finally to Bonnie from Liz Warren's office. So it's important for you to advocate across the board. And with that, let's go into the final minutes of this video where I go over my analysis of what I believe is going to happen with this recon. What's going to happen with the Fed come January if this economy stays on track where it is right now. And then also my final message of happiness and hope for this holiday season. And it all starts right now. First, do I believe the recon will happen in January? Yeah. It's sort of locked up for there for a second. I do believe the recon will happen in the month of January. Number one. Number two, is there anything that could derail the recon? Yeah, absolutely. Two forces, House, the White House. House and the White House. They need to stay out of it. They really do. Chuck Schumer can get this done, and we'll get it done. The Democratic senators will get it done. Joe Manchin's on board. This is all Chuck Schumer's wonderfulness. He has the ability to get Joe Manchin on board. He has the ability to have Joe Manchin explain provisions, fix the provisions, and Chuck Schumer has the ability to modify the language. Why do I not want the White House and the House involved? Because the House has already spoken with Nancy Pelosi and Jolopal in the recent days. Don't change our words. Yeah, we are changing your words. Your words are wrong. They're miswritten. Who is likely to also say the same thing, or probably has, and we just don't know it? The White House. The White House wrote the words, and the words are wrong. Americans do not want to pay $60,000, 20 years of checks to unborn children at $3,600 a pop per year. No one wants to do that. Now, Democratic senators don't want to do that either. So who wants to do it? The White House staffers. They have language in there that's masquerading as something which it's not, making 20-year language look like one-year language, and then sending out press releases saying the president has a transformative, generational changing, lifetime, permanent, for many decades to come provisions in there. You don't want to hear ever that language coming out of the White House. They need to zip it because these provisions are 1 year. They're 12 months. Don't masquerade as something else, because we don't want that else, nor do the Democratic senators across the board. Senate parliamentarian, I'm worried about her. There's a series of new reports out tonight that are brand new, just since in the last hour and a half. Am I worried about the Senate parliamentarian? No, I'm just a little worried about, no, I'm not worried about, I'm just attentive to the fact that she's sort of dragging her feet. She is still not ruled on certain provisions, but insiders believe that those provisions are really not anything to be concerned about. Other than her, I'm not worried about anything. So do I believe the recon is going to happen? Yes. Do I believe it's going to pass? Yes. And do I believe it's going to stay as rich and bold as it is? Yes. The only issues that Joe Manchin really had was the paid leave, and so long as people show him that epiphany moment that you can't do it by bipartisanship, it's going to pass. How about the Federal Reserve? Federal Reserve has actually a more difficult situation for next year. And why is their situation more difficult? Because there's a lot of floating, confusing factors at issue right now with Omicron and labor. Let me go over what's going on today. If you notice, over this Christmas holiday, the CDC announced it's allowing a shortening time for self-isolation for essential workers only who come down with COVID. You know, that time that you have to stay away from people. So they wanted to shorten the time because they don't have enough essential workers. The Federal Reserve, I'm focusing on you, the economy, and economic development. We will not know the impact on COVID now with Omicron at 70% of all U.S. cases and filling up ICU beds. We will not know the impact of that on the U.S. economy till probably January, but may not see it robustly until March. Why? Because we got a lot of floating data out there. This Christmas holiday, the biggest travel weekend that we've seen in nearly 3 years, in some cases, historic travel. So a lot of people really just wanted to get on a plane and travel despite the potential danger it could bring to them and their families. They were happy to travel. And so travel and hospitality, leisure may not suffer the swing that we thought it would. But what about education? We will not see the impact on education if education stalls in the month of January and goes back to remote learning. If we don't see a little bit more data, we're starting to see a little bit in December. So we really don't know what's going on. What is my prediction? I think the Federal Reserve is going to come in January and say, you know what? Last time we spoke in December, Omicron was not a factor. I told you it's not a factor. And I told you I'll pivot if other things happen. Well, Omicron is now a factor. And I had said, let's put on the pedal and accelerate the tapering. I think he's going to say, let's take our foot off the pedal and let the tapering go back to the way we had back in October 2021. Slow it down, the tapering. No interest rate spikes across the board yet. Finally, my message of hope, prosperity, happiness, and love this holiday, Christmas Eve. You know, what a year it has been, and we've learned so much about ourselves, so much about our families, so much about this community, and so much about our abilities across the board. I want to touch back on what has happened in 1 year. A year ago, we were sitting back looking at Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi, arguing and arguing and arguing. And we said, we need money. It's December. It's December 2020. We worked as a family, made history, putting a stimulus check in the CR, continuing resolution. But it still was not enough. And we needed more money. And I stepped forward. I said, let's get some money for rent. And I said, the great news is that I have a preview of this new legislation for 2021. I'm going to call it third stimulus, and the money's going to repeat itself again. So I want you to learn how to do this. I remember very distinctly a year ago this week saying, it's fine if you have tried and can't find it that you reach out to the volunteer. But don't just reach out to the volunteer saying, hi, I want some of that money that LA talks about in the video. Can you go get me some of that amount of money? Even today, I sporadically see one or two people do this. Let's understand. When you do that, you're not helping yourselves. You're actually doing the reverse of what this channel's existence is for. This channel's existence is to show you how to get financial independence, how to learn skills, and how to apply them. It started last December, where I showed you how to get this money. And people who did and listened and applied the information got the money. And then when third stimulus became law, and I said I can get you 50. I said you can get about 15,000 from this recon. You killed it. You got 45,000 because you had done this so well just a few months ago. Earlier, you were skilled at it. When we talked about this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I said go get it now because available under third stimulus again. You killed it and got it. This is about applying information and applying it to the situation. People who did that are going into a new year with renewed optimism about their ability to do things, a skill set that they may not have known they have. This channel is informational based, educational based, with news and breaking and exclusive details. When you apply that information to your skills, you become such a better person. And viewers have said since December 2020, wow, I didn't know I can do this. And every time I said that I saw them get one item, I said, go get another. And they got another. And they're like, wow, I got more. Whether it's $200 more or $500 more. They got more money and it made a big difference. We brought crypto into this channel. People thought, crypto? Why? I said, because people want to make money. People want to make money. People want to learn. And boy, people did incredibly well. People have done incredibly well with the crypto positions on this channel in the last year. There's those times when we bought a Polygon and it went up and went down. That period in May, June, and July where we bought on those dips and kept on going up and down. We had that Aave synthetic sushi swap. Buy at this point, resell. People making profits day in, day out from this channel. A extra source of income. Then we had because of the Christmas lights going a little bit in and out of focus. Then we had the metaverse. The ability to understand what the metaverse is, make it very simplistic, bring it into the world of cryptocurrency and understand how to buy a Decentraland coin. And viewers bought it at 70 cents, now $5, then $4, then $3. They're up 300, 400, 500, 600%. They didn't think they would be doing this a year ago. It was one time in fall of 2020 that one troll said something like, your viewers are only seniors and they're retired and they don't want to learn about anything. Just tell them where their check is. I said, that's not them. My viewers always want to learn. My viewers always want to grasp information. Everyone wants to improve themselves. And boy, was I right. You love to improve yourselves. There's two approaches to how to have conducted yourself in 2021. And I'm glad you came along with me on the ride to do it the right way. The correct way was to get every single pot of money that was available for you in each of these packages. Learn what they were, figure out being taught where they're located, and being shown day in, day out the inspiration from other people to get it, to give you the encouragement that you can get it as well. No one does encouragement better than me because I encourage people to call 7,000 times to SBA to get their EIDL loans. When they said I called once, I got to hang up. I said, no, you got to call 7,000 times. No one does encouragement better than me, but if you listen and you were willing to learn and apply the situation, then you win. And you won really well in 2020. Viewers who came to this channel to learn about how to get these monies and free up cash, to keep that cash in that wallet so they don't have to take it out. I showed you back in August and September, here's how to get some holiday gifts. Here's how to get some holiday meals because it's going to be gone by October. And you did. I showed you how to apply the situation to your unique situation. Like Lorica, she heats her home with wood. There's no electric, there's no gas. She heats the home with wood. So she applies the situation to her situation that is distinctly unique. We've had viewers like Yaya, who has learned how to stalk a coin like no one else, following the coin's movements and following for traits that are exemplifying themselves in other coins that she has learned from prior videos, and to repeat that information that she learned in her mindset, but take it to another level, even better than I would have ever taught. This is how viewers take the information and make it even better. It's a year like this where I said, money is money, and the more you get it, the better you are. 2022 will be a transformative year for this channel because guess what? We're taking it to the next level. This channel is now number 3 in the financial space, but moving to number 2. And along the way, I want you to come. We're going to be making a lot more money. We're going to learn about how to make more money. We're going to learn about making money with a computer, without a computer, online and offline. We're going to learn in basic ways and simple ways. People who started the year just saying things should be automatic, simplistic, landing in the mailbox were people who didn't want to learn, didn't want to educate themselves, didn't want to improve themselves. Those people, they may not be any better in 2022 than they were in 2021. But that's not you. You're so much better going to the new year. You have an incredible community that was brought together through the mechanisms of a YouTube chat platform. In January 2021, this channel launched memberships. And why did I launch memberships? Because I wanted people to have pride that they're able to interact with fellow family members, that they identify as a family member, that they're in a live chat, that they know that face, they recognize that face, they see comfort that that's that face they spoke with yesterday. And at the time I realized, wait a second, here's people in the live chat that want to say, how was that lasagna you had last night? Did you clear the snow from the front lawn you were talking about last evening? Whatever happened with the cat? What happened with your final exam, Russell? Whatever happened with your dog? And they want to be emotionally attached to your discussions. It was in 2020 that one person said, why are everyone in the live chat talking about food and their clothing and their hair? I'm here to only talk about where's my check. No. Along the way, when you learn, you also want to be part of a family. And I said, if you don't want to be part of a family, this may not be the place. When I launched membership, some people really took me to the axe in January 2021 saying, how dare you launch membership? Even though, every broadcast channel has a membership platform on their channel. How dare you launch membership? I said, why not? Because this is the way I better connect with my community, giving them more insight. They interact with one another. They identify as part of the community, and they understand that these are people that have a commonality, have an emotional attachment to their core, and want to hear, what happened with their lasagna the night before. That was one of the strangest moments of 2021, was when I launched it, and suddenly I was on the attack. When I was trying to help a situation, not make it worse. Within 30 days, it went through the roof. It was a massive success. People wanted to be membership. They didn't want to be part of that other mindset, which was, don't know you, don't want to know you, don't care about you, just tell me where my money is. I don't want to learn anything. I'm just here to collect some money. 2022 is going to be a year in which you're going to learn a lot of money from this channel. You're going to make a lot of money from this channel. You're going to be in a better situation than you were the year before. You're going to improve yourself across the board. People who just sort of show up to collect like they're a donut guy holding their hand out, those type of people really will have to adapt themselves quickly because they are doing themselves a disservice. In the holiday spirit of Christmas, the greatest gift you can give to a person is education, information. And who would think that people who came in and said, senior citizens, they don't want to hear about crypto. Your viewers are over 60 years old. They don't want to hear about crypto. They just want to know what's happening with their SS200, and they only want to hear one subject. I said, you're undervaluing the value of people's intellect. You're undervaluing how smart a person is. You're undervaluing how much a person can learn and how much a person can be emotionally attached to someone else in a live chat that they see 3, 4, 5 times a day. I went with my gut. I'm glad I did. In 2022, you're going to see a brand new face to this channel. It expands its look. You've been seeing me testing out new shows. And ultimately, if you see a show, you like it, send me a private message. See the show, don't like it, send me a private message. Ultimately, your insight always helps. Always really helps. If you want to learn about something financial, something for business related, send me a private message. Say, I want to learn this. Because no one's out there teaching people, educating people to make them in a better situation like you and I are. And with that, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I'll be with you on Christmas Day as well, and all Christmas weekend. Sorry about the outages on Christmas Eve. They've now been restored. And with that, I want you part of this incredible family. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed and stay focused. Have a beautiful evening, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. You will see the LA Christmas tree. A special is needed to be taped. Now that we have power. Those details and more. Don't drink too much eggnog. Leave some for me. We will be tracking NORAD, and we will be tracking, and hopefully Mitch did not cut his sleigh stimulus allotment. We will be tracking Santa's arrival, and you will, and all across the board. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful evening across the land. Merry Christmas to all of you, and all a good man. And stay here with LALATE as we go into a beautiful big new day and a beautiful new year.